Hello from Halifax. This is Jo with Jo to the World Creations, and today we're going to be making my easy bandana crochet pattern. This is a very simple crochet bandana pattern, and we're going to get right to the video tutorial. All of the details for this pattern, such as the exact sizing, the materials used, and all the written instructions are available for free on my website, or you can purchase the ad-free print-ready PDF, and there are links to both in the description below this video. All right, let's get started. To start, we are going to make a slip knot. So we're going to make a loop, pull our end through the loop and pull tight, place our loop on our hook, and once again pull tight. Now we are going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. For row 1, we are going to work in the 4th chain from the hook. So that's the 1st chain, 2nd chain, 3rd chain, and the 4th chain. So it's the last chain. And into that chain, we are going to make 3 double crochet stitches into the same chain. So working into that 4th chain, we are going to double crochet. That's 1 double crochet, and we're going to make 2 more, working into the same chain. That's my 2nd double crochet, and then let's do 1 more. And that's 3 double crochet stitches now completed. So for this row, you'll have a total of 3 double crochet stitches. The chains in this pattern never count as stitches. To start row 2, we are going to chain 2, 1, 2, and turn. We're going to be working into the next 3 stitches, into the tops of the double crochet stitches that we made in the previous row, and into this first stitch here, which is the one that's attached to the chain 2, we're going to make 2 double crochet stitches into that first stitch. So 1 and 2. And we're going to repeat that all the way across. So in the next stitch, we're going to make 2 double crochet stitches. 1 and 2 into the same stitch. And in the last stitch, the 3rd stitch, also make 2 double crochet stitches. That's 1 and 2. So at the end of row 2, you'll have a total of 6 double crochet stitches. A reminder to never count the chains as stitches. To start row 3, we are going to chain 1 and turn. Working into the first stitch, the one that's attached to the chain, we're going to single crochet. Then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and in the very next stitch, make 2 double crochet stitches into that next stitch. That's 1 double crochet, and into the same stitch, make another. In the next stitch, we're going to single crochet. Then we're going to chain 2, and in the next stitch, make 2 double crochet stitches. There's 1, and there's 2. And in the last 2 stitches, the same thing. So in the next stitch, single crochet, chain 2, 1, 2, and in the last stitch, make 2 double crochet stitches into the same stitch. At the end of row 3, you should have a total of 9 stitches, and we're only counting the double crochet stitches and the single crochet stitches, not the chain 2s that we made and not the chains at the beginning. So you'll have a total of 9 stitches. Now we're going to start row 4, and row 4 is what we're going to be doing for the remainder of the pattern. So to start row 4, we are going to chain 1 and turn. Working into the very first stitch, the stitch that's attached to the chain, we're going to single crochet. Then we are going to chain 2, 1, 2, and in the very next stitch, we are going to make 2 double crochet stitches into that next stitch. One, and 2. For the remainder of the row, we are not going to be working into the tops of stitches anymore like we just did at the beginning. We're only going to be working into the chain 2 space, which is the space in between your last or your second double crochet stitch from the previous row and underneath chaining 2, and then in between the single crochet stitch that we made. So that creates a chain 2 space that we're going to work into. So this one right here is our first chain 2 space that we will work into. So into that first chain 2 space, we're going to do everything into that one space. We're going to single crochet into that space, chain 2, 1, 2, and then make 2 double crochet stitches into that same chain 2 space. In here is 1 and then 2. So in every chain 2 space, which as you can see here are my 2 double crochet stitches from the previous row after the second one. So this is the first, here's the second. Then there's a space under the chain 2 that we did from the previous row, and then next to the single crochet, we're going to work into that chain 2 space, and you're going to work into every chain 2 space for the remainder of the row. Now for this row, you only have 2, but as it grows, you're going to have lots more, and you're only going to work into those chain 2 spaces. And in every single chain 2 space, you're going to do the exact same thing. Into the same chain 2 space, single crochet, chain 2, and make 2 double crochet stitches into the same chain 2 space. So that's 1 and that's 2. So as you have more chain 2 spaces, you do the exact same thing. At the very end of your row, you will have one final chain 2 space. And it's exactly the same as all the other ones. It's after your second double crochet stitch underneath the chain 2 and the single crochet, and you're going to work into that just the way you have for all the other chain 2 spaces throughout the row. So into that last chain 2 space, you do exactly the same thing. single crochet, chain 2, and make 2 double crochet stitches into the same chain 2 space. At the end of the row 4, if you count your stitches, you should have a total of 12 stitches. So for row 5 and on, we're going to do exactly the same thing that we just did. And I'm going to do it one more time. To start each row, we're going to chain 1 and turn, working into the first stitch, single crochet, chain 2, into the next stitch, double crochet, and make another double crochet into the same stitch. Working into the very first chain 2 space, which is right beside everything you've just done. It's right below it, right here. You're going to single crochet, chain 2, and then make 2 double crochet stitches into the same chain 2 space. The next chain 2 space is in between the double crochet, single crochet stitches under the chain 2 here, and you're going to work the exact same thing all the way across into each chain 2 space. And the last chain 2 space, we do the exact same thing. Single crochet, chain 2, make 2 double crochet stitches into the same chain 2 space. So you're going to repeat row 4 until you reach your desired height. I made my bandana to be about 14 inches from the tip to the top here. But you're welcome to continue the pattern until you have a height that you're happy with. My bandana measured lengthwise from one end to another to be 30 inches wide, which I found to be a good amount that you can do a knot like this, but then there's also enough leeway that you can do a double knot so that it stays on the back of your neck tightly. Not too tightly, of course, but it doesn't fall off easily. But you're welcome to continue the pattern to make as many rows as you'd like until you've reached your desired length and height. And you can end after any number row. So it doesn't need to be an even number, odd number, any number row. And as soon as you've reached your desired height, there's nothing left to do. All you need to do at that point is fasten off and weave in all your loose ends. That is the entire pattern. I really hope you enjoy making this bandana, and thank you so much for watching this video. Have a wonderful day.